You were like me, because there was many of us in 2020, we went the whole sourdough route. While I was successful, like 2 out of the 4 times that I made it like a handful of times. I want to say like two or 3 times they came out really good. The other 2, they were good, but not, I don't know. It's science, right? Humidity, all of these things, and waking up at 1 a.m. to knead it and all of that stuff. So I just don't have that in me. That's like the one thing I just can't commit to, which is why I order from my friend who literally lives like 5 minutes from here. And my husband or daughter will go and pick up, and there we go. We have fresh bread. But today I'm making bread. It's just a loaf, kind of like a sandwich type of bread, make toast, which is what I really want. I want to be able to make eggs tomorrow morning and have some toast. So let's get started. I found this recipe. I'm gonna tag her in the description, and I'll put the recipe in the description, but seems really easy and simple ingredients. So I'm gonna start off with 2 tablespoons of honey. I love this honey from Primal Pastures in Marietta, to where we get all our animal protein from, and honey. We've gone through it. So I have to buy another jar or 2. So it's 2 tablespoons of honey, and then 2 teaspoons and a quarter of yeast, and then 1.5 to 2 cups of warm water. So that's what we're gonna be doing right now. I also have my candle going on because why not, you know? It's nice, mellow, chill. I think we have, I think I'm pretty good at that, right? So here we go. Pouring it in there. I poured all the ingredients in first because, as you know, honey can be quite sticky. And I also used the same spoon that I scooped out the honey because I want to get all the honey off the spoon. I feel like it's a no-brainer right there. So 1.5 cups of warm water, 2 tablespoons of honey, and then 2.25 teaspoons of the yeast. So we're gonna let this sit until it flours, I'm assuming. And that means when you see it all puff up, like you can kind of start seeing right now. Okay, so this is how you want your yeast mixture to look like. You want it foamy right on top. See this right here? Think of like coffee, I guess. You want a good little foam on top. Now I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. She also said you can do melted butter. And then you're gonna do 1.5 teaspoons of salt. I love sea salt, flaky sea salt. So let me like mush this down because it can be a little coarse. Okay, so it's 1 teaspoon, and then we'll do half. I smush that one down. This is just my preference. So then you're gonna stir that. Okay, so now we're gonna be using my tried and true companion in the kitchen, the KitchenAid stand mixer. I have, like, full disclosure, I grew up wanting one of these, and I didn't get this. Like, this thing I've had since, for as long as I've been married. This was like an anniversary gift, like our first anniversary gift, or like Mother's Day gift. It was one of those, but our first year of marriage. This is the best like kitchen investment ever. And this was like a cheapy one. I really wanted a white one. Now they have the wood, which looks really pretty, and they have like that that cream color one. That one looks really pretty, but I think this one still goes with my house. I'm not mad with getting white. I like it clean. Classic, way to go. And had I got this back then, because in the 90s, I turned 10 in 1990. So I had all my preteen and teen years in the 90s, and that's when like I feel the Food Network was really blowing up. I loved watching Chef Emerald with the whole bam, and then Martha Stewart, of course, and then you have Rachel Ray and Giada. I think Giada started around that time too. And then what was that one? Semi Homemade. I really love that one. I thought that was clever. But anyways, I loved baking. Of course, Ina Garten. How can I not forget? So just all the classics. But I really feel, had I got one of these, had I asked my parents, my parents don't even know, but I want one of these because I didn't bother to ask because I thought it was extremely expensive. I don't even know how much it was back then, but I just thought like, whoa, Martha Stewart has one. It has to be expensive. I'm not gonna even ask, but I'm sure it wasn't an arm and a leg expensive. So if you have a baker in your family, like a kid baker, and they want one of these, or ask them if they want one of these, if they know about that. And if so, I highly encourage you to maybe get one or help them work towards getting one. Go in half, like let them raise half and you give the other half. I don't know. I feel like if I would have gotten this as a kid, I probably would have gone into baking. I wouldn't have gone to college. I wouldn't, like, it would have been a big trajectory shift in my life. Instead of a lemonade stand, I would have been making cookies and cakes and selling them. But yeah, I probably would have gone into baking. So anyways, back to the recipe. 3.5 cups of all-purpose flour. She did say you can do half and half all-purpose and the other half bread flour. I didn't realize I had a brand new package of bread flour, so I put 75% all-purpose flour and 25% of the bread flour. So we're gonna see how this works out, but you can use either or just all-purpose flour, and then you're going to mix in that yeast mixture into the flour, and then you're gonna use the dough hook. Okay, so here's the 3.5 cups of flour, and then we're gonna pour in the mixture, the hook. I have a broken nail from gardening. Okay, let's get this started. So this, she said, is going to be about 5 to 7 minutes. So now we're at the rising part of the recipe. I want to lightly grease the bowl. I use the same olive oil and just kind of lathered it with my hands. Now I'm going to be putting it in the oven. The oven's going to be off. I do want to share, I have a cast iron loaf pan. I also have a stainless steel. Those are my two options. Again, you're gonna learn that I love cooking as clean, non-toxic as possible on the holistic side, and I found I find that Lodge cast irons, that brand, is more on the affordable end, and their quality has been great. It's last. I have pans, skillets for years, so as long as you're good with them, they'll be good to you. Recipe says to punch it, which is fun. And then you're gonna fold it in. Look how pretty this is. It's like nice and plump and lush. Okay, so you're gonna fold it in into itself. I'm gonna do this with one hand because I'm baking. I'm holding the camera with the other. Let's see if I can do it. Okay, I did it. It got a little scary there, I'm not gonna lie. But we're gonna let this sit for the second and final time for 15 to 20 minutes. So my phone died, like the final stage to bake, and it died. But I just pulled it out and I have enough battery. Look at this. Pretty, right? The recipe says to let it sit, I think, for like 10 minutes. Wait, first, look how pretty. It looks like a store-bought bread, no? But better, obviously. I love it. Do we do a selfie? Guys, how does that look? Oh my gosh, look at, as they say, the crust. It looks so, I don't want to squeeze it, but it looks so good. Okay, let's get some butter. So good. Warm, obviously. Great for toast, sandwiches. So this is definitely a go-to recipe. I'm gonna keep making this. Yeah, so definitely try this recipe. I'll have everything in description. I totally forgot to share how I store the bread. Super easy. Get a kitchen towel, tea towel. I do this even when I buy it from the baker, because it just keeps it warm. I'm one-handed right now, so tuck this in. And then I got this from H&M. It's perfect, and it's for loaves, it says, for bread. It's like wrapping a baby. And then this is super cheap. It came with two, a smaller one inside. But this is so ideal because it's like natural fiber, it's 100% cotton. And I love that I can take this off and throw it in the washer, need be. But it keeps the bread nice, cozy, and warm. So, great addition. I'll link that too.